from EY. Thank you both. Tabi, let's start with you. Basically, not a surprise. Is this the austerity budget we were expecting?
This is a budget we were expecting. We were supposed to have this budget, I think, 3 years ago, when the Finance Minister, Pravin Gordhan, announced that we should be tightening our belts. We didn't, and that has been the theme for a few years, and we didn't. I think, we deserve to feel, this tightening only because of our debt profile. We've had, obviously, this twin deficit for some time and very little growth, and it's about time that we start closing the deficit, and hopefully in a few years' time will generate growth. And I think that is the risk with the current budget, is that the burden will fall on consumers.
Is it the right time to be tightening our belts? The United Front, a lot of labour groups, social groups are saying now, when unemployment is still at this incredible level of 25%, that's excluding the people who've given up looking for work. Is it time now to rein in spending? Because of course there's that risk that it could make our woes even worse.
So I think this is a time to rejig the budget, and also remember that Treasury is just one of the economic clusters. We have other economic clusters that should also be generating growth, especially from job creation perspective. And we should also be aligning ourselves with the National Development Plan, which we haven't in the past couple of years. I think that from a government perspective, government spending has been quite excessive. Government has been bloated, and the Minister has alluded to that. And government job freezes is the correct way of doing it, and also reducing the level of employment or the number of employees that government employs doesn't really reflect the service delivery that we've been seeing. So I think that from a government perspective, we should be cutting spending, but at the same time, the challenge is job creation. Job creation should come from manufacturing sector, agricultural sector, the trade sector. The difficulty there is that we have electricity constraints, and I think that is one of the main reasons why, at least will be the main reason why we're not growing to the levels that we should be growing. And I think that we are really not emphasizing the impact of electricity constraints on our growth. The fact that big industries, especially in manufacturing sector, are struggling to productivity will be affected obviously by electricity constraints. Where mining commodity prices have been falling, but on top of that, we have this electricity problem, which will also impact on output. The trade industry as well. So we need to look at ways in which to make sure that these sectors are protected, that there's new renewable energy that also comes into stream, and also we need to stick to the deadlines of Medupi, Kusile. They never mention Ngula, which is the third power station that is also to come on.
I think a lot of people were hoping for more radical statements around energy, about how government would plug these holes, help Eskom. Let's get back to that. Graham, any surprises for you?
I don't suppose there were major surprises as such. I think we kind of called it before the minister sort of went on air with an increase to income tax and an increase to the general fuel levy.
The levy is quite hefty.
It is hefty. There was some talk out there about it being 50 cents, 60 cents just on the general fuel levy, so maybe 30 cents is a relief, but then of course that was offset by the RAF 50-cent surprise that kind of came in there as well, making it an 80-cent levy effectively. Although with the RAF levy, that seems to be for very specific sort of short-term purposes to kind of get ducks back in a row in terms of claims settlement and that sort of thing. But an 80-cent levy is big. We've got another 80 cents on top of that, I think, coming in a week or two's time.
Because in terms the oil price is starting to go up.
The oil price has turned the corner, so that's
Both
a big increase.
Both of you, please stay with me. We are going to cross to the steps of Parliament. Let's find out who Lukanya is with. Over to you.